It all started with a burrito. Matt Pryor is a man on the verge of losing everything. His house, his wife, and honestly his mind are all being stolen away from him from the economic crisis of 2008. Yes, a fateful encounter at a local 7-Eleven changes Matt's life forever, as he and a couple of his new friends are starting to plot something truly sinister, yet profitable. The economy post-2008 is in an absolute disaster, and the demand for highly satirical newspaper writers in the United States is at an all-time low. Matt, who has just recently been let go from his old newspaper job, is withholding the information of his house foreclosure to his wife, Lisa, whom he believes is already engaged in a digital affair. Now, there is no better way to describe sort of how Matt is feeling than this conversation with his wife explaining how they need to make drastic cutbacks to stay afloat. Quote, "On the phone now with Lisa, I don't tell her that Richard says the house is almost certain to go to the bank. And I certainly don't mention her chat with Chuck. And I definitely don't profess my emotional retarded response. Instead, as I pull into Costco parking lot, into this temple of buy bulk big box consumerism at the opening bell of a planetary recession, I take a moment to simply pass along to Lisa our pothead financial guy's more mundane recommendations. The long list of luxuries we can do without in the upcoming belt tightening. Richard says we should get rid of cable and get rid of the internet, I say, with no small amount of convening joy. We sure as hell can't afford these cell phones anymore. I don't know if I can live without a cell phone, Lisa says after a moment. Well, I say, and I laugh giddily. I guess we're just gonna have to find out. This, coupled with the stress of providing for his 2 children and dementia-riddled father, leads Matt into a downward spiral of anxiety and depression, and ultimately to his acceptance of his seemingly fated demise. Yet a desperate hope that would keep Matt's family together, both literally and financially, appears in the form of some high teenagers that are bonding over a 7-Eleven burrito, and thus marks the start of Matt's pursuit into all things lavish. His writing is both engaging and funny. Matt's internal dialogue is constantly berating himself and others, which is kind of a fun, sort of sadistic kind of comedy. This leads to the mood of the book being generally lighter and more fun, despite the very harsh topics it tends to cover.
Hey, yo, Slippers, what's good, homie? What can I do you for?
Cocaine?
Damn straight. Hey, $50 a gram, you got it covered?
Yeah, I got it covered.
This ain't a minute.
I personally love how Matt finds himself in increasingly more insane situations due to his pursuit of financial gain. And the looks into the faults of capitalism and global fiscal responsibility always leave me with more understanding of the seemingly invisible cogs that run the worldwide financial market. I chose this book originally because I thought it was just a simple book about economics, but I left with a story that is worth its weight in gold. If you want to get a better sense of the economic system that runs our world, I highly recommend you pick up this book. I do warn that it covers some mature subject matter, but it is all worth it for the fun lessons and understanding that spurs from this well of knowledge. If you like reading books that involve ordinary people put into extraordinary situations, or books about someone slowly losing their sanity with the turn of every page, I believe The Financial Lives of the Poets is the perfect book for you. Thank you.